Gonna walk my baby right now, thinking about how dead simple it is to run ads and how complicated some people make it. I could explain this whole thing to you on this walk. Matt and I have been running ads for a long time. Last 7 or 8 years, we have spent millions of dollars on ads. There's really only a few metrics we're looking at running ads to Skool that matter. You don't need to learn everything else. The guiding light is click-through rate in the beginning. If you don't have a click-through rate over 1% when you start running ads, you need to stop running that ad. You need to gather enough data first to make sure that your click-through rate is what it is. So you need to get 10 clicks, but that's key, click-through rate. Once you start getting enough clicks, like 100 clicks, you might start to get results and you might look at more metrics. But those first 100 clicks you're getting in the early days, it's about click-through rate and cost per click. And CPM is a secondary metric. So if your click-through rate is good, meaning over 1.5, what's your cost per click? If it's $1 or $2 or maybe $3, you can let it run. But if you have a $4 or $5 or $6 cost per click, after you've got 10 or 20 clicks or more, you got to turn off that ad. And this is just the game. You make a bunch of images, you run ABO tests, your structure is 2 or 3 ad sets, a broad ad set. That means you just don't target anything at all, not even age. Let the algorithm find your age group. I'm telling you, it'll save you money. Even if you specifically cater to people that are only 45 to 55, don't target that. You'll spend extra money. Facebook charges more for that targeting. So you're running your first campaign. One's a testimonial and it has a dark background. One is a photo of you and the client. One is a text-only ad. One might just say the name of your group and have a tagline. Another could be something else you find as a Canva template. Honestly, look through Canva for inspiration there. So you have your broad ad set with your 5 images, right? You duplicate that ad set. Now you have 2 ad sets. They both have the same images. Just change the audience on one of them to either be an interest stack or an audience. The interest stack one, I recommend if you can create a group of interests that you search on Facebook in the interest area, and you can get at least 10 million people in that audience size. So boom, 2 ad sets, 10 ads, you run it. You see what happens. That click-through rate data, it's gonna tell you how good your ad is. You're not gonna get any results for a while, most likely. If you get a few early results, it's because you have a good offer or you have a warm pixel. That's good, but often those results will fall off. You have to kind of keep trying to find the best creatives. You usually get a couple quick wins, dies out, and you gotta build it back up. It's okay, baby. We're going on this little walk. Now you gotta run that for at least $5 or $10 per ad set. That means $10 or $20 a day, but don't think of this as like, no, I'm gonna spend $300 this month, or I don't have $300. Just think of your daily budget as the amount of money you're gonna spend. You could turn this off at the end of the day, and you might, to be honest. Like, think of your daily budget as how much money you're committing to spend today. Think of it as like, I'm going to a restaurant and I'm gonna buy dinner. I'm gonna spend 20 or 30 bucks because I wanna learn this. I wanna know if any of these ads will work with an audience out the gate. If you get a quick win, it's really encouraging. I know there's a whole free or paid conversation here to be had, but I will say this is the structure that's working for pretty much anyone that's under like a $40 price tag, and it does apply to free as well. There's so many questions and considerations beyond this. Like, what about video? What if I have a higher ticket? What if I've got 100 clicks and I still don't have any results and I have a lower ticket? Case by case, there's all kinds of nuance, obviously. But what is the same for everybody is this initial structure, and you got to run it and you got to get some data. If you have no results and you got 50, 60, 100 clicks, if you are running a cold pixel, meaning you just installed it and you don't have very many registrations, that might not mean your offer's bad, but it might mean your offer's bad. Facebook has to find your customers, so you got to give it time. Let it cook. If you start getting purchases, now your guiding light becomes ROAS, return on ad spend. Getting a 0.5 return on ad spend is really good. Getting a 1, real good. What does that mean? A 1.0 return on ad spend means if you spend $100, you make $100. And Facebook's only gonna tell you what your first purchase is worth. So that's make $100 in new MRR. Getting a 1 means you break even and then you profit on every reoccurring monthly purchase. So that's really good. Honestly, like when we started, we did get like a 2 return on ad spend initially for a while, but then it kind of dies down. We're honestly very happy with a 0.5 to a 1.5. It does happen some days, but it's often like 0.5 to 1. We're breaking even once the credit card settles. That's the goal, at least for us. Y'all are gonna be different too. Like upselling, you got a huge upsell and 3% of people end up paying you $1,000 a month. You might be cool with like a 0.2 return on ad spend. I know it seems complicated, but it's really not. You don't need a spreadsheet. You don't need to learn all the other terms. You just need to know about click-through rates. You need to know about cost per click. You need to know what return on ad spend is, and you need to keep playing with creatives. Like if you just start running ads knowing those things, you will learn the things you need to learn as you go. Like don't get hung up starting ads because you want to know what every metric means in Facebook Ads Manager, and you need to record all this stuff in an external spreadsheet and map it all out. Like you don't have to do that. Once you run ads, you have a daily activity. Every day you turn your ad set up by 20%, you turn it down by 20%, you turn it off. That's it. You got 3 things to do. That's the campaign structure. And that's what you do every day. That's really it. The rest is like, yeah, you need some tutorial videos to execute that, but don't go overly complex. Simple works. And then over time, you can break these things into CBOs and shopping campaigns. You see other people talk about these more AI-based dynamic campaigns. Those are good later. Just don't do them initially. That's it. Bye.